Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Friday episode. We call it One Good Question, where we take questions from y'all, the community, the audience, and we answer them in 10 minutes, sometimes 20, sometimes 5. If you want to get involved, go to 50percentfacts.com. You got to join our Discord, and in our Discord on the left side, there is a chat, and in there's good question, one good question. It's only for your questions. We have a group chat. You can hang out, say whatever you want, join the community chat. You get exclusives on clothing, early access on clothing, everything Good Company, 3rd Street. We got our streaming community there. We got all the fun. But on the left, join One Good Question. And today, our question, a little bit deeper, a little bit, I don't have an answer, but someone in here will. It is, in your every day-to-day, what are the small things that make your day better? I feel like I used to have stuff like that, but now, I don't know, man.
No, nothing does. Nothing
Kind
makes
of.
it better?
Yeah, kind of. That's why I said it was like a little deeper. Yeah, like everything's fine, but I don't know if I have like a little thing that makes everything better.
I think that we talked about this on the show before, and just like period in life, the little W's, little wins.
Yeah.
Get a win today.
Yeah.
Like solving some thing, even if it's small, makes my day better.
Yes.
I feel a little bit more.
You want a finished product.
Yeah, I feel a little more accomplished.
Yeah.
It's a stupid thing, except that it's not.
No, I don't think it is. It's just like a lot of the work I do isn't that. I've talked about that too on the podcast. Where like building the gym, it was, but a lot of my work is like continued conversations.
Yeah, there's no
end to a lot
there's
of
no there's no yes.
Yeah, and like
it's just like potential.
Yeah, or run of the mill. Like I don't get that from shooting a YouTube video, where some people do get that fulfillment from shooting it or publishing it. I don't get that.
Where if you wake up and you
want to hop in?
Get in here, dude.
We didn't know if you had to go or not. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
No, you're chilling.
Bye, Dean.
Bye, Dean.
Bye, Dean.
Thanks. What was I going to say? Oh, if you wake up and you, like the first moment when you're awake, it's like, how much sleep did I get? Like, I don't know. And sometimes you got a lot of sleep, but you still feel a little shitty.
Yeah.
And it takes a few minutes to get it, copacetic, and you like check your clock and you go, oh, well, I slept, 7 hours or whatever. I feel pretty good about that. That'll make my day better.
Yeah, even if it doesn't feel good. I only feel good if it feels good.
I once I've had coffee, it usually feels okay.
So I have I used to not be like this, but over the past probably like 3 or 4 years, my perspective has kind of changed on like, honestly, like it's like really like deeper getting where Mike's going, but like my perspective on life has kind of changed where like those things, not that they don't matter to me, but if it could somehow get turned into a negative, I don't want to really talk to myself about it, if that makes sense. Where it's like, because sleep for me recently, the past few years has been like whatever, like up and down, but it recently got a lot better. But if that happens to me, where like I don't fall asleep till like 2 or 3, and I'm just like sitting there and like the room's completely black, and like I'm not even on my phone, I'm just like I just can't fall asleep or whatever the case may be. When I wake up, I won't look at those things specifically, not because I'm afraid. Yeah. Not because like I'm afraid of it, and it's like gonna feel like it'll partially like feel bad or whatever, but I also am like I don't want that to be like, oh, that's why this or that's why this or whatever. Like I've really tried to twist it to be like in a positive way, I mean my own positive weird way, but to be like, you know what, regardless, I'm gonna try to walk into the gym and like, I don't care how, like let's say I slept full 8 hours, the best sleep you could ever get. I would still want to treat that the same way as if I got 3 hours.
Yeah.
I would try my
best. That's not a win for you. I think some of it has to do with how often the tail's turned. So, like, yeah, if you get shit sleep for 360 days a year, hypothetically, then every day would feel bad.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, why look at it? But if you get sleep more often than not, we'll take that as a winner.
Yeah,
I think the question, at least
I take it as a dub when it's a dub. I don't take a loss when it's a loss.
Yeah, that's good.
Like, hey, it's all right. We'll try to make it a dub.
Yeah. I think I don't know how they meant the question, but when I heard the question, I heard it or tried to answer it as like what I think like real self-care is, and like I was gonna. It's not my place to name one for you, but one from you I see is like Kyle likes to go get coffee in the morning.
I was gonna say coffee.
Yeah. So like that's how I at least read the question.
That's exactly how my first thing was. Then you said like when you got deeper, I was like, all right, well I want to make this.
No, because that's because I think that's deeper too. Like every day, no matter how shitty it is, if you get your coffee in the morning, you're gonna start with like a pretty good day. And I used to be a little bit more like that, but now just like schedules are moving, I'm traveling and whatever, so I don't always get my coffee in the morning. But when I only was making content, basically, I would do that. I would wake up every day, make my own coffee,
Yeah.
sit at my desk and work. Now things are just a little bit more of a rush, and I have more work so that I don't always make time for it. I don't like to say find time. I mean, I do, but all you gurus made me feel guilty for saying find time. I fucking you guys guilted me into being a workaholic. You fucking bastards.
You fairly recently have lost a significant amount of weight. Did getting on the scale and seeing on a daily basis that you lost weight, was that any kind of a satisfaction thing? Or
No, I think that's a kind of more like Kyle's thing where it's like a slippery slope. Because then when you gain weight, are you going to feel bad? And I would, so
it goes along your expectations though too, because your expectations are just generally really, really high.
Yeah.
And I live with Mike, for people that don't know. Mine are really high too, but they're just different than Mike's. Mike's are very different in a way. Like, if I did see myself gaining, like, let's say I'm trying to get big, right? And I get up to like 250 or 2, I'm like, holy shit, like I'm hella big. But I could see Mike being like getting down to 195, 190, and be like, you know what, like I'm where I wanted to get, and I got to my goal, but it's not like an end point. Now you're like, okay, well, I'm not even, I still have a lot of years to live. Like, what am I gonna, you know what I mean? It's not like it's a goal you accomplish and you're happy about it, but it just seems more temporary for you. Where you're like, all right, well, what's my next thing? Okay, I want to pull 800 or 700.
Yeah, on the negative, that's a huge issue I have. Like, stop the smell the roses thing and like enjoying small victories where other people are good at it. Some people just do it.
Yeah.
Some people enjoy it more than me, and then others I think force themselves to do it. I've read a bunch of these businessy books and life coachy books, and they always say like, man, celebrate the little stuff because the big stuff's going to be once a year or once every 3 years. Celebrate the little ones, and then the big victories come. And you got to keep that morale. It's just something I'm not good at. Going back to our last podcast with Abby, then maybe it's tied into like acting like I've been there before a little bit, and that's a lot of mentality I was raised on. Like,
you're like, I've been jacked before.
Well, and I'm not celebrating getting a bucket in basketball because I better get another fucking one. So like,
I don't think it's a negative either.
Now it feels negative in the sense, I don't know if it's negative because
I don't think you're like, oh man, I don't think it's like that. I think you're like, I see so much better of me or whatever of this situation that like I want that.
Yeah,
but even that, then you're like, then I want this.
Yeah, I think it's like it is kind of like a torture, and that's a lot of my mental issues. Where like, and maybe it's not negative per se because it is who I am. And there's some things I've gone to therapy, and they just say like, yeah, man, you just kind of like. Like we're not trying to here to fix that because that's who you are. Like that's just a part of how you rock, and that's just kind of how you're wired. So rock with it and enjoy that. It will hopefully take you to excel to where other people won't excel because you're built that way, and other people aren't built that way. But sometimes it feels like a torture.
Yeah,
I do like I guess little stuff in a sense where like I try to shut off around like 3 or 5 o'clock. Like but again, like is that really a win? No, it's just I've organized my life that I cram everything into the first 5 hours and then shut off. Where other people would do like, oh, this, and then a coffee break, and then, oh, no, I'm going to go work at this coffee shop. Oh, no, I'm going to go work at this coffee shop. Like, I know a lot of entrepreneurs kind of do that. Like, oh, I'll do my first half hour at home, and then I'm meeting Sally at the pool, and we're going to do some work there, and then I'm going to meet Joey at the coffee shop, and we'll do some work there. I just sit at my desk. I'll see me. I just, like, from the moment my eyes open.
I'm kind of the same way.
Yeah, I just sit at my desk, plow through it, come here, film, plow through it, podcast, plow through it, go home, plow through whatever's left, and then I like to totally shut it off. So I guess that would be mine if I had to choose one.
Yeah.
But that's like self-imposed scheduling. It's not even that much of a win.
I'm so stream of consciousness. There's no like shutting it off. Although, like, I'm trying on vacations now to shut it off entirely. Yeah. And one of the things I worked on in therapy is being able to like honestly take a compliment and enjoy the moment, like enjoy the little victories. And I used to have the problem of not being able to enjoy them because I know that they're fleeting, and in a negative way. It's like if I feel good now, I'm going to feel bad later.
Yeah, you're more looking to what's coming anyways.
Now I'm like, well, I should enjoy this now because I know it's going to be harder later, and then it'll be easier, and then it'll be harder, and it'll be easier. Like I don't know, I've had great success the last couple of weeks dropping weight, like really fast.
Yeah.
And I know that's not going to last. I know it's going to get harder as it goes along.
Yeah.
But like, and like weird stuff like just getting what I would call for most people a pretty basic amount of cardio, and my resting heart rate is down like 10 points.
Yeah.
Fast. And like, I didn't do anything special to make that happen. Mm-hmm. But I can enjoy that.
But it's still hard. It's hard to build new routines, regardless if it's hard, easy, fun, not fun. Building new routines, regardless, is very difficult.
It is. I think it's one of the best things you can do, regardless of like your personality style. I think some sort of structure like that's wired for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, regardless if it's like a little loose or whatever, I think it's good, like, for everyone to always try to have I didn't have one that well, and then I was like, I need to start writing things down or figure, like, even though I hate that kind of shit.
Yeah,
like, I
but
hate
if
that.
it works for you.
Yeah, and like even then I haven't done it long enough because like I'm the kind of person, I think maybe you're like this too, not like the way I am, but like if I'm doing something and I'm like, let's say I want to journal something for 21 days or whatever, or 30 days or something like that. If I like start kind of falling off halfway through, like I keep such a high standard where I'm like I'll completely stop it, and then I'll get overly lazy in everything else in my life too. Almost.
I'm kind of on or off like that a little
Like
bit.
I'll just, not that I'm beating myself up because I've learned to get past that a lot more, but to the sense where I'm like, dude, I hold such a high standard, like in my own head, that I'll see myself not do one thing, or I'm like, man, normal people know how to do this. Like, why can't, you know what I mean? Like, then
or
fuck,
why
fuck
do
everything
half of
else
it?
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why
exactly.
do half
yeah,
of it?
I'm like, well then I don't, other stuff like that. So then it ties into the sleep and then this and that.
Yeah.
Like, it can compile on you really quickly.
I think that's where the like small things and whether they make you happy or they're just because some things can be productive in part of your day that you need that don't necessarily bring happiness or whatever. So like that's like mine, like getting all my email admin blah 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 work done in the first 2 hours definitely doesn't make me happy. There's zero happiness there. It's the stuff I hate the most, but it's necessary for me to be successful to get it done first. And so like I don't know if small things to be happy are the right answer, but small things to like continue or small things to pat myself on the back for, I guess. But that's also just how I read life. And I'm much like you, because if I don't do that, then my podcasting is going to feel off, then this is going to feel off, then my eating is going to be off. And so like setting yourself up for success with those small things, and for anyone that could be anything. That could be making the coffee, that could be having a piece of chocolate at night because you did so good dieting all day or whatever the fuck. I think that stuff is important. Happiness is just kind of a weird word for me.
No, it is.
And we talked about, you mentioned in the last podcast, like the carpenter mindset or whatever, which I've never heard, but the concept I know, where like, like let's not let things ride too high or too low. They're going to be shifting anyways. Enjoy them, but don't get like crazy excited or crazy down.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to be around people too.
Yeah,
like if you're a leader, not a leader, whatever it is. Like if you're carpenter level, people are willing to listen to you more, talk to you more. They know you're going to be logical and concise. You're not going to be.
No one wants to be around someone who's fucking
if you're overly
down as
emotional,
fuck, and then tomorrow you're like, "What's up, dude?" Like, just chill out. Just
that
be normal.
becomes something that people point out. And they're like, "Bro, this guy's way too bipolar. This guy
I don't know how to
that.
talk to him."
Yeah, and you're like, "God damn!" Like,
or even if you're too high all the time, like, this dude's fake.
No, yeah. And it sucks because they might actually be that way.
Maybe,
but then I'm like.
I'm super uncomfortable around those people, and it sucks because they're usually good people and it's totally genuine or whatever. I just don't know how to deal with people who are relentlessly positive. I don't know what to say.
I think they've been low, or they've just been like that. I think they've been lowest low. Like people I know like that have been on like addicted to drugs for a long time.
Sure,
mainly,
they're
and then
fighting
they kind
it
of
all
come
day.
back out. Yeah,
I don't know. I'm pretty jaded. I think a lot of those people are fake. Not all of them.
I think
there
in
are
the fitness
some
world they are.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are just not letting me see anything. They don't want to like. And I'm not that guy either. If you tell me how you're doing, I'm like, I'm doing good. I'm not going to be like, well, this has been going on because that guy sucks too. Like, if you tell me, so like in a sense, am I lying?
Yeah.
Sure, there's things that are not going good. But if you ask me in a casual conversation when I'm working the front desk, yo, what's up? How's your day? I'm like, your day's great, man. How's your day? Because I think a little positivity goes a long way. But there is a difference of like kind of trying to see things half full and be positive, and then literally just putting up a wall of fucking, glee and
of just
sprinkles.
Yes. Yeah. I oh damn, I was gonna say something just now too. Forgot.
I'll just, while you're thinking about it, I'll say I don't react. I react more to the negative than the positive. I don't get super high with stuff. I struggle with seeing the negative in just crystal clear.
Yeah.
And underselling the positive.
Life's a lot of negative. I mean, that's just the honest
We're
truth.
naturally negative, I believe.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a battle.
I think what I was gonna mention was like because you're talking about people like when they're too happy or whatever, but like I just think generally, and it's kind of a shitty thought, I've kind of developed it over probably the past like 5-10 years of just being around people. I don't know if it's like the type of people I've been around, maybe like just the fake. Like, cause like, when you play baseball, bro, everybody's like out for themselves kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I've kind of developed this feeling that regardless of who you're talking to, unless it's maybe your mom or something like that, like they just don't care.
Right.
And like, regardless of what it is, like if someone really asks me like, no, I want you to like open up about this and like tell me, I'm like, well, you don't actually care. I'm like, you're asking. It's twisted, but like you're asking because it makes you feel good about yourself because you're asking me.
Because sometimes that is true, sadly.
Yeah, it is.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
'Cause
That's
they
what I'm saying.
they're known as the helper, and now they're trying to be the helper.
Because I know
Yeah.
it's sometimes.
Yeah.
Now I think it's all the time.
Yeah. Sometimes.
But I know it's not all.
Yeah, but it may
like,
not be bad either, right? Because that's like kind of a boundary thing. Like you want to keep walls up.
Yeah. But even
Some
people
of
that
them
are
are
super
fake.
close, though.
Sure.
Like I'm like, like
Yeah, what are
I
they
don't
doing?
know.
Because world's hard, man. You never know someone's true intentions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you think you do?
Okay, this is cynical, but this is the thing that makes my day sometimes better. Is if something happens and I realize I don't actually care about it at all.
Yeah.
No,
that's
probably good.
a nice boost. It's like I don't actually have any reaction to that at all. I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't care. I
Letting
don't
things
care.
go a little bit.
Yeah, that's the what's the book? Mark whatever. Real famous book. Don't give a fuck or why don't give a fuck. I got no fucks to give or something. I listen to like most of that.
Not giving a fuck.
Yeah, half of that, and that's like literally up my alley because I just care too much about everything, and it, like it affects me too much. And again, I'm a little negative too. So like even that, I'll just try to go through everything in my head and like, all right, this don't matter. I'll just downplay everything in my head.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, even big shit. Yeah, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
I think when we're like building up ourselves through all this, like when we're thinking, because like for me, those things are very conscious efforts.
No, they are.
Yeah.
Like, they have to be.
It's not like a passive like. Yeah, you're right. It does have to be.
It has to be day after day too. It can't
Yeah.
just be today I'm going to be positive poly. Like,
It literally-
bitch do that for 8 years and then maybe you'll get there.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like like if you have one of those days where you're really trying all day, you're dead ass tired at the end of the day.
Well, and there's going to be days where you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
There's
like
going to be days where I just can't. I'm like, bro, I've been that positive guy for a month, and right now, dude, nothing in my head is happy.
yeah. And for those days, I don't know if other people are like this. I'm assuming they are, but the amount of thoughts that are going through my head are insane. Like they're insane, and I'm constantly battling being self-aware the entire day.
That's why
Like,
I
I'm
just
sitting here
told
watching you
Seabass.
guys having podcasts, and I'm just watching you guys. I'm like, bro, I'm watching through like a camera.
Yeah.
Like my eyes, I'm
the
like
little outer body deal.
Yeah,
That's
and like I constantly always dealing with that, and I'm like,
I told
man.
Seabass that literally an hour before we were filming. I was talking about how my head is like the old game Pong,
Yeah.
and so it's a positive voice and a negative voice, literally bopping a thought back and forth. And they're just fighting all day long. And
No,
this little
literally.
ball thought is bouncing around in there like a fucking
And sometimes
lottery
that
ball.
negative thought will like, it's almost like a roommate. Like I heard this like perspective that I get treated like a roommate kind of thing, and you don't necessarily want to be fighting and telling it no all day, but it's like you also got to kind of live with it.
Yeah.
And so then the negative thought when it comes in, and then sometimes it has no filter either. So sometimes it'll say something really, really fucked up, and you're like, whoa, like. No, we don't think that. Like, why are we thinking that? And then it's almost like you got to kind of talk it down and be like, hey, we don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, we don't talk to ourselves like that. Like, we may have used to do that, but we don't do that now. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
no, that's a lot
those
of,
are wins to me, actually.
yeah,
Like,
winning those little mental battles.
being able to catch it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you have to catch your thoughts and you have to walk them down, and then sometimes you have to have the battle or the self-awareness to have a conversation of, is this real or not?
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you'll be in a room or I'll do a YouTube video and like, damn, everyone hates me. That thing didn't get views. No, I'm not good enough. I'm not funny enough. Why no one wants to watch it? Is that real? Or all right, maybe the title wasn't there, maybe the thumbnail wasn't there, maybe I could improve these things. And often the idea is both, and then you get into like some mental health stuff when the ideas are so unrealistic, and I've been there as well. Like anxiety, depression, these thoughts start to go real loud, and you can't distinguish if it's real or not. And that's when things get real weird. But now we're ranting.
Yeah.
Go find yourself some happy. Go get a Happy Meal or something, you sons of bitches.
Adult Happy Meals.
Oh, that was over 10 minutes. Oh, I forgot.
It
It
don't
was
matter.
10 minutes. Yeah.
No, Happy Meal would be great. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoy the episode. Be sure to share this thing out on Twitter and Instagram. We will retweet. We will share. Kyle.Castro with a bunch of ooze at the end.
Ooze at the end.
Find us 3rd Street Barbell. If you're in Northern California, we got day passes 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 3sb.co. I'm Sal Mike. Where you want to find me, join Discord, and we'll catch you there. And new episodes every single Wednesday, Friday.
I'm at the Jim McDonald on all the social media. This show is 50% facts, percent is a word, and 50 is just numbers. 50% facts is a Spreaker Prime podcast in association with iHeartMedia on the Obscure Celebrity Network.